Ashley girl, sis, I'ma hold your hand when I say this. That man is an active dad, not a sperm donor. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Loveisblind season 7, episode 9. Y'all, like, what is going on with these people? What's going on with these people? We got some things to get into, but before we do, I need you guys to do me a favor. If this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we are on the road to 10K. Like, subscribe to the channel and like the video. If you are one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing okay. Let's just go ahead and get into this review. So Ashley and Tyler are sitting on the couch playing with the dog. And she says, I could not have asked for a better stepchild. Talking about the dog, that is. And I was just like, at this point, the jokes write themselves. Because girl, little do you know, you got some stepkids. You got some future stepkids that she don't even know nothing about. Crazy. Tyler, I am so disappointed in you. I cannot even really express how disappointed I am in you. You had nothing but time to tell this woman that you was a donor to some kids, okay? Y'all spent, 10 days in the pods just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking some more. And not once did you think that this was something to say. Oh no, we're not gonna get into it yet. Not yet. Let me sew my roll, bring it on back, and keep going with the review. So Nick offers to help Hannah cook, okay? So Hannah was like, well, can you go ahead and make some pasta? He can't boil water for pasta. I'm trying with you, Nick. I'm trying. You sat there and you was like, how you know that, I'm going to have to be told to take out the trash? I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to do laundry. But you can't boil pasta? Child, the way my aggravated meter would have been ticking. Yes, ticking, okay? If you can't do something, just say you can't do it. But don't sit there and act like you could do things that you can't do. That will make me aggravated. But nonetheless, child, Hannah just takes over because he don't know what he's doing. Hannah's brother is on the way there, right? So he's like, is there anything you need to tell me? Anything you want to warn me about anything? And she was like, no. He was like, so just be myself. And here she go with her nice, nasty comment that she always does, but she adds a little laugh to it to make it seem like a joke. Yeah, if you change everything about yourself. It's like, y'all both get on my nerve. Because I understand her frustration, but baby girl, at the end of the day, you sit there and you talk about how much you love him, how much you love him, but you take every moment you can to beat him down and throw stuff in his face. Get it together because y'all stressing me the hell out. So her brother comes in and he asks Nick, so what did you think my sister was going to look like? Y'all, Nick skipped right over that question. He was like, you know what? When you in a pause, it's crazy that you could really fall in love with somebody that you never seen before. But you know what I love about her? The fact that she speaks her mind. And I said, you's a damn lie. You don't really love that because you're taking mental note of every joke that she says about you. And you holding on to it and you're harping on it. But go off, sir. Go off. But then her brother was like, oh, so you a bitch boy. I said, well, that's inappropriate. How did we get here? And then she went ahead and repeated it. And I was like, so both of y'all nice nasty because y'all think that you can insult somebody and add a little laugh to it and now all of a sudden it's not an insult anymore. Like, what the F? When I tell y'all, I was disgusted. But we find out that she bosses her brother around too. She's telling him to do stuff. And she's on top of him about cleaning, on top of him about taking out the trash. Like, oh my God, it's just a mess, okay? He talks about how his sister was the first person that he came out to because he felt comfortable. And I was like, I love that for him. At least he had somebody in his corner he knew was going to back him up. So in this conversation of where they're talking about cleaning and whatnot, Nick wanted to tell his laundry story about how it took all night for the clothes to dry. And Hannah was like, yeah, and then you left them out for me to fold. And he was like, well, you are unemployed. And I was like, Nick said, I can say thanks too, sis. I can say thanks too. You're not going to be the only one around here taking jabs. And so she's like, you're just mad because I make more money than you. And I was like, but you don't have no job. How do you make more money than him? You may have saved more money than him, but you currently aren't making no money. Unless them stocks paying off, girl, then that's another conversation for another day. But he plays it cool. He's like, and I like that. And I love that. That's cool. I love that about you. Oh, child. She sits down and she's feeling away. She's feeling away because he said she's unemployed. And he was like, oh, so you're the only one that can say mean stuff? I can't say mean stuff too? And I was like, oh, so Hannah, you could dish it, but you can't take it. You think he's supposed to be your doormat and you could walk all over him and say whatever you want to say because you feel like you're better than him. And as soon as he turn around and throw reality up in your face, now you sitting there in your feelings. These two need to just go ahead and break up already because what are we really doing? So Hannah gets up to go to the bathroom, and now the brother feels sorry. He wants to kind of apologize for, calling him a bitch boy and, laughing at him. And I'm like, yeah, because it was unnecessary and it was mean. Then they sit there and talk about how Hannah's a lot to deal with. And then this is when Nick decides to tell him that, she says a lot of things that hurt his feelings. And sometimes he just can't shake it. Remember I told y'all that he was taking mental notes of everything? He's taking mental notes of every freaking thing. I just wish he would stand up to her and tell her, like, please stop talking to me like that. It's passive aggressive. It's nice, nasty, and I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it. Stop letting that girl talk to you any old type of way. Because as long as you allow her, she will continue to do it. So when Hannah comes back, Nick's like, that she hasn't said not one nice thing about me, no compliments, no nothing. I'm like, yeah, because she has nothing nice to say about you. She don't like you. So then they start giving each other these fake compliments about how this person is patient and this person is caring and they know they love each other. And I'm sitting here like, please stop. Please stop. I am so sick of y'all taking jabs at each other, mainly Hannah taking jabs at him, okay? Him taking the mental tally of it and then sitting there talking about something, y'all love each other. Please stop. So Taylor and Garrett are sitting down having dinner, and she wants to thank him for, being there to help support Monica. And, he said, no problem. She was like, I think it's kind of hot, I appreciate that. So, they feeling real good about their situation right now. And then Garrett says that it shows a lot about Monica's character because she wanted him to go ahead and check on Steven. And I said, absolutely the F not. Absolutely the F not. See, Monica, this is the problem. This is the problem. You want to coddle. No, let that man soak. Let that man feel sorry. Let that man beat himself up about it. Like, girl, no. Don't send nobody to go check on him. He didn't send nobody to go check on you when he was supposed to be doing a sleep test, but he probably was out there banging some escort. But you know what? You want to know what's crazy? The fact that, we haven't seen Monica since. Y'all just threw her away. We're not going to get a ending speech. We're not going, tie this up with a bow and pack it away. We just going to dismiss it that was that. I was like, well, dang, can we get a follow-up or something? I guess the follow-up was Taylor and Garrett, talking about it. I guess that was the follow-up. But nonetheless, these two got their own little issue to discuss. Because we found out that even though Garrett's family was very welcoming and nice to her, yeah, mom's not really feeling this whole situation. She's really not feeling it. But he said he don't care what she feels. He don't care if his parents don't like it. He don't care if they don't come. He wants Taylor and he's going to have him some Taylor. And that's all that matters. He's more concerned that Taylor's parents won't give him the approval that he needs. Because he feels like if she doesn't get that approval, then he's not going to want to be, then she's not going to want to be with him. And y'all already know that man loves him some Taylor. And he will be devastated if she decided not to marry him because of her father. But it's very important to her for him to ask her father for her hand in marriage. I don't understand. Let me think about this for a second. Why come on a show where you are to meet somebody in 10 days, get engaged, and be married in like 4 weeks, and it's important to have your father approve of the marriage? That just doesn't make sense to me, because if they don't approve, especially because it literally was like 2 months since you known this person, what you gonna do now? You're not gonna go through with it? So why even come on the show when that's already a risk that you're taking? Like, it's just too much with me. It's just too much with this. I need their approval. You need to ask for my hand in marriage. Like, he already proposed to you. It's already done. Like, I'm confused now. But y'all will have to see. Hopefully her father approves of this marriage, because if not, poor Gary's going to be torn, okay? Y'all will see. So Tim takes Alex to his house. Nice house, Tim. Nice house, okay? And she's walking around this house, like, okay, this is nice. Okay, this is nice. He done gave her a sink already. I was like, ain't that cute, okay? They trying to figure out the whole closet situation because she has a lot of clothes. That's what she said, okay? So, the one thing she don't really like too much is the fact that, she don't like the couch. We need to change the couch or whatever. He's like, you can do whatever you want. Like, I don't really care too much about, the aesthetics. You could go ahead and change it up. Your house, my house, is our house together. I'm like, I know that's right. Tim's growing on me. I know he's a little bit crazy, okay? But he just seems so easygoing, like, you don't bother me, I don't bother you type of guy. You know what I mean? Now, y'all, I did not expect Marissa's mom to be this unhinged. I did not. Soon as the family comes in and sit down, they start talking about their experiment in the pod. And Marissa mentions his fashion. And her mother immediately was like, oh no, his fashion is off. It's like 90s breakdancing. And I was like, well, damn, that's rude as hell. Because, girl, nobody told you to come in here and just start taking shots at this man for absolutely no reason. You could not like something without saying it like that. And he took it very well. Good for him. Because the way my mouth set up, baby, it would have been too slick. And I'd have been like, but look at you. It's not giving fashion at all. It's not giving style, baby. I don't see it on you. You may not like my two little dreads. You may not like my earrings and all this going on, but it's still a fashion statement. It'll get the people talking. But look at you. Nobody's talking about you. Child, the way I would have tried to read her mother would have been crazy. Crazy work. But nonetheless, you could tell that her mother vibe is completely off, okay? She brings up the fact that, Marissa wants to, stay home and take care of her children. And is he going to be able to provide for the family? What he do for work? Now he got to explain how he dropped out of college, but he's going to do well. And I'm sitting here like, I understand your concern, Mom. I get it, okay? But when she said, because you don't want me to have to come over there to take care of the kids because my daughter got to work. And I'm like, and if they decide that she's going to work and he's going to stay home, then he's going to stay home and take care of his children. No one said we're going to call you to come take care of our children. Like, what's going on with her? So Marissa tries to lighten up the situation, and she's like, my mom, she doesn't want to live with me because she thinks I'm evil. And her mother just came out and said, you're a bitch. Wow. Now, I don't know, because some people, just talk like that. But that was just too much for me. Like, you called your daughter a bitch on national television. Even her own kids was looking like, this went south real fast. But once again, Rams handle himself well. Marissa gets up and goes away, to the bathroom or whatever. He's sitting down, talks to the mother. I feel so bad for her mom because I need to figure out, was she a bitch and that's what ran her husband off? Or did she become bitter once her husband ran off? Because when they're sitting there talking about marriage and he talks about how he's been divorced, you could just tell right then she was disgusted, because you could just see it feels like, oh, so it was mutual. It was mutual, because she was ready to dig in his behind. She really was sitting there like she's been hurt by her father. She's been hurt by her stepdad, and she's not going to be hurt by her husband. That would just be too much. And I'm like, whoa. You've been hurt by her father. You've been hurt by her stepdad. And now you are literally projecting all that hurt onto your child while she is trying to find love and happiness. Therapy. She got some things to work on through. The fact that she's pressuring him about getting a prenup. Like, you got to get a prenup. You got to get a prenup because you're not going to take my daughter's stuff. Absolutely not. And I'm just like, whoa, I need you to calm down, because you came in hot and heavy. Okay. So he's like, I don't mind getting a prenup. Like, we could get a prenup. Like, I don't want her money. I'm not with her for no money. I love her. Like, girl, chill. And she's just like, well, because marriage isn't forever. So you definitely need a prenup. It's going to be good until it's not good anymore. And I'm like, oh my God, I am like so sad for her. And I'm not saying this because, like, you know, she don't believe in love anymore. But it's like, you can tell that she once had that. You can just tell that she's very, very bitter, very angry. Very traumatized. I don't know what she's been through, but she tried to lay it all out on the table for us. And baby, we didn't ask for that today. We didn't. This was supposed to be, you know, us coming in, meeting each other, having a good old time, talking and whatnot. And I feel like she kind of trauma dumped a little bit through her daughter. Too much for me. But Rams, you handled it well, sir. You handled it well. And I love the fact that Marissa was like, that's for us to decide whether or not we're going to get a prenup. Like, that has nothing to do with you. And then her mom was like, I support you. I support you either way. She was like, so do I have your blessing if you get a prenup? The one thing that her mom said that I have to give her credit for is the fact that she said she's always going to be there for her daughter. And I have to also give her credit because it seems like she did a wonderful job raising her children. I just wish she can let go some of that hurt so she wouldn't be so angry. So Hannah takes Nix to meet her parents and her little brother or whatever. And they're sitting down talking. And, you know, the conversation just flowing. And she's like, so you're not going to grill him? And her mother was like, grill him? For what? I'm sure you've already grilled him enough. And Dad was like, what we grilling him for? Y'all already engaged. Y'all already done. You already made up your mind. Like, what are we doing here? They're like, Hannah, you need to chill out. You need to calm down. You're doing a lot. And I'm like, definitely. I don't know if she's trying to like find her way out of this relationship. But the fact that you sat there and you wanted them to grill him is crazy. And even after all of that, Nick's telling her father, you're leaving her in good hands. I said, don't believe him. He's not marrying that girl. He's not saying yes at the altar. You are not leaving her in good hands, okay? He is not saying yes at the altar. I promise you he's not. But either way, it seemed like the parents were cool and easygoing. I can appreciate that. And I love that they called her out and told her that she needs to relax because she was stressing everybody out at that table. Even her mother was like, you seem like you're mad. And I was like, she's mad because she don't want this man. She's mad because she thought she was getting some quarterback, big, brawling man with money who was super hot. And she got Nick. And she takes it out on him every chance she gets. And she was hoping that y'all would do the same. But instead, y'all like him. And now she can't use that as an excuse as to why she really can't marry him. So now Alex is taking Tim to her apartment. And I am like, girl, you knew these camera people were coming to your house and you didn't take the time to throw the stuff in the closet like Nick did. Her house is full of clothes and junk. I don't know if it's dirty, but this, no, sis. And you had the nerve to like low-key be judgmental about Tim's house when you're surrounded by all these things. You couldn't have someone come and say, you couldn't have someone come straighten this up while you was gone in Mexico, while you was at the pods. They had nothing but time to straighten up that place for you. And then you talking about take off your shoes? Keep your shoes on, because we don't even know what we're walking into. It's a mess. I couldn't believe it. You don't have to be the cleanest person in the world, but you have a whole camera crew coming to your house and you did not clean up a little bit. I can understand if you had some clothes, around your room, but you have things everywhere. Everywhere. But at least Tim is not judgmental. But I'm sure he's taking a mental note, because what in the actual fuck is this? I'm telling y'all, I was really shocked, because like, why would you let the people in your house? Child, Alex, girl, I'm starting to think you the problem. Alex is the problem. It's not Tim, y'all. It's not Tim. But anyway, Garrett meets Taylor friends and they got him a little fish, and I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, so she really be talking about him to her friends, and the fact that they thought about him to bring him the little fish, it was so cute. But what I'm gonna need y'all to do is to stop talking about this moving situation, because we already know that he's moving for you, girl. Stop trying to make it a deal. It's not a deal. Stop trying to make it a problem. It's not a problem. Okay? Okay. And with that being said, I'm going to move on, because I'm not about to talk about them in absolutely nothing. We already get it. He's moving for you and y'all still want to keep talking about it. Let it go. Let it go. So Marissa and Rams are talking because, she wants to know how he feel about meeting her mom. And she's like, yeah, my mom needs therapy. And I'm like, a lot of it. Child. He was like, yeah, it was a lot. I would have to mentally prepare myself the next time I'm around all of y'all. I said, you probably should. But during this conversation, they start talking about, their sex life, okay? And how, they want kids, but not immediately, So what are we going to do? She doesn't really want to take birth control. He doesn't want to use condoms. But I'm like, so then why did you offer to wear the condoms if you don't want to wear the condom? You don't want her to take birth control. You don't want to wear the condom. Then y'all going to have a baby. So what y'all going to do? Well, y'all better figure it out, because unprotected sex comes babies sometimes, and you're taking a gamble and a risk every time you engage in it. So if you engage in it a lot, the chances are higher. Just saying. So we finally get to meet Nick's parents, and they are really, really nice parents. Very warm, welcoming. Hannah brought them gifts, thoughtful gifts, very nice. The Hannah we saw was not the Hannah that we've been getting. This is when I realized that Hannah does know how to talk about how she feels. When she was talking to his mother about how, Nick's not really prepared for the world because he's been spoiled, she worded it properly. She had a different tone about it, but she still was able to articulate what she wanted to say. And I feel like if she could master that with Nick, then we would be good. But she talks to him very nasty. His mom is like, we didn't have a lot, so we just gave our kids everything. And I'm like, now you have a 28-year-old man who wants to be somebody's husband and not prepared for it at all. He can't even boil water, for God's sakes. He doesn't even pay his own cell phone, for God's sake. You have literally given him no responsibility whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying he's a bum because he has a job, but what is he spending his money on if he's not paying any bills? He better have a big savings account. That's all I'm saying. His father is like, when I met your mom, she pushed me to be better. And I can see Hannah doing that for you, pushing you to be better. And I'm like, why can't he just want to be better for himself? Why does it take for him finding a wife for her to start pushing him to be better? Why are y'all coddling him and y'all not pushing him to be better? Of course they love Hannah for him. They think she's going to step into the mom's shoes and cook and clean and take care of him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, we don't like the way Hannah talks to Nick, but Nick is not ready to be nobody's husband. Absolutely nobody's husband. Taylor and Ashley are sitting down talking, and immediately you can tell that she is not happy. Okay? She says they had a superpower of communication, and she realized that now they don't have that anymore. Because she finds out that he has kids. Not a child, but kids. And that at one point did he decide to tell her that. Even though they've been talking about having their own kids, they've been talking about naming their kids. Kids have been brought up multiple times. And not one time did he think that it was okay to mention it to her. And when he does, it's 2 weeks before the wedding. You can go. You can still run. You do not have to put up with this. I am sitting here like, I know you are not believing this man's story of him saying that he was a donor. He donated his sperm to a couple to have 3 kids. And he's sitting there trying to cry. I didn't see not one tear fall from that man's eye. Yeah, his face was red because he's light and he's probably been rubbing him trying to make himself cry. He's not sorry. Talking about your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. Just give me a chance. No. You had nothing but time to tell this girl that. And actually, girl, you have to be a fool to believe that this man is a sperm donor. I don't know. I'm not in Ashley's shoes, right? So we have information that she doesn't have. Like, we know he owes $30K in child support. So he's actually, their father, the kid's father. We know that we've seen him in the pictures with the kids, so he's active. But she doesn't know any of this because he's been lying to her the whole time. And I feel like that alone is enough reason not to deal with him. He left a big part of his life out, and he had nothing but time to tell y'all. Y'all sat in them pods and talked for days and days and days. And then she said, you took away my choice. Excuse me? Girl, you're not married to him yet. You still have a choice. Say no. Say no. Say no. Don't marry him. Run. Run as far as you can. You have a choice. What are you talking about? He took away your choice. Yeah, he took away your choice in the pods, but the experiment is not over. And baby, you really giving Love is Blind a real meaning of you are literally choosing to overlook the red flags right in front of your face. And that's why he waited this long. He waited this long because he wanted to love bomb her. He wanted to religiously manipulate her with the prayers. He wanted to do all that. He wanted to get it. He wanted to really get in her brain, make her feel like he loves her. So that when he springs this news on her, she feels obligated to stay because he loves me. He cares for me. Girl, no. Absolutely no. I'm so sick that they sat there and hugged at the end. And he's like, I love you. And she's like, I love you. And I'm like, get it off my TV. Because what in the actual... Love is Blind started off slow, but it's definitely ending hot. It's definitely ending hot. Anyway, y'all, that was the review. Episode 9. We'll be back for the next 2 episodes next week. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Go ahead, leave me some comments down below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're on a road to 10K. We're on the road to 10K. The more you subscribe, the more I feel motivated to make these videos for y'all because I feel like y'all love me and I love y'all too. With all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.